In today's video, I am going to show you exactly how to create a rectangular pattern in Fusion 360 using the most efficient methods available in 2026. Whether you are working on a complex mechanical assembly or a simple 3D print, mastering patterns is one of the most effective ways to speed up your workflow and ensure perfect symmetry across your designs. Instead of manually sketching and extruding the same shape over and over again, which is not only time-consuming but also prone to human error, the rectangular pattern tool allows you to replicate geometry with mathematical precision. If you find this tutorial helpful at any point, please make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more high-quality Fusion 360 content. Let's dive straight into the workspace. To get started, you first need to have a base object ready to replicate. This could be a simple cube, a complex hole feature, or even an entire component within your assembly. Once you have your geometry ready, we need to locate the correct tool. Navigate your cursor to the top toolbar and click on the Create menu. From the drop-down list, scroll down to Pattern and then select Rectangular Pattern from the secondary menu. A floating dialog box will appear on the right side of your screen. This is where all the magic happens. The first and arguably most important step in this window is to select your object type. Fusion 360 gives you 4 distinct options: faces, bodies, features, or components. Choosing the right one is crucial. For example, if you want to replicate a hole you just drilled, you should select Features and then pick that hole from your timeline. If you want to replicate an entire solid object, select Bodies. If you are working with a large assembly, choosing Components is the way to go. Once you have set your type, move to the next field and click on the object in your 3D workspace that you wish to repeat. You will see it highlight in blue, indicating it is selected and ready for the pattern process. Now we need to define the path for our replication. Look at the dialog box and click the Select button next to Directions. To tell Fusion 360 where to go, you can click on any linear edge of your model and access on your origin or even a line from a previous sketch. Once you select a direction, you will see 2 arrows appear, one for the primary direction and another for the secondary direction, allowing you to create a grid if needed. Next, let's look at the Quantity field. This is where you specify how many total copies you want, including the original object. Type in your desired number. For this example, let's go with 5. Immediately below that, you will see the distance or spacing settings. You have 2 main choices here: extent or spacing. If you choose extent, the distance you enter will be the total length from the first item to the last. If you choose spacing, the distance you enter will be the specific gap between each individual copy. I personally recommend using spacing for precise engineering tasks where tolerances matter. Type in your measurement and you will see a transparent ghosted preview of your pattern appearing in the workspace. This is a great time to double-check that your directions and counts are correct. If you realize you need to go in the opposite direction, you can simply type a negative number into the distance field or click the flip arrow button on the screen. If you only want a one-dimensional row, you can leave the second direction quantity at 1. However, if you want a full grid, go ahead and add a quantity and distance for that second direction arrow as well. You also have the option to use the Suppress feature. In the preview, you will see small checkboxes on each ghosted copy. If there is one specific item in the middle of your grid that you don't want to exist, perhaps to make room for another part of your design, simply uncheck that box to hide it without breaking the overall pattern logic. Once you are satisfied with how the preview looks, take one last look at your settings in the dialog box. Ensure your alignment is set to identical or adjusted based on your preference for how the objects orient themselves along the path. When everything looks perfect, go ahead and click the OK button. Fusion 360 will now process the command and generate the geometry. You will notice a new pattern icon appears in your design timeline at the bottom of the screen. This is fantastic because it means the pattern is fully parametric. If you ever need to change the number of copies or the spacing later on, you don't have to delete everything. Just right-click that icon in the timeline, select Edit Feature, and you can tweak your numbers instantly. Using patterns like this keeps your timeline clean and your design flexible. And that is how you successfully create a rectangular pattern in Fusion 360. If this video helped you understand the process better, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button to stay updated with more tips and tricks. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next tutorial.